Hi guys, and welcome to another session of Honest Talk About Women, where you'll learn tips, tricks and strategies on how to navigate the minefields of dating and relationships. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and also comment in the comment section. It all helps with the YouTube algorithm. If you've got a story you want to share with viewers, you can contact me. My email address listed below. Okay, let's get right into it, guys. This one is about staying focused. Okay, there's a tremendous amount of noise out there, especially with social media. There's a lot of people trying to get your eyeballs and attract your attention. And in some ways, you've got to be tunnel focused. You've got to be able to see through all the bullshit and keep focused on your end goals. And there's a myriad of distractions that can waste a complete amount of your time. And we've never lived before in such a high-tech environment where there's a tremendous amount of bombardments with people trying to get your attention. So it can waste an incredible amount of time. And the connection with relationships is if you get the wrong woman, you can waste a lot of time in your life. And time's ticking by, guys. And you've got to find that woman who is compatible to you. And don't waste your time with drama queens or high maintenance women. Now, I view business and relationships very similar, and it's a return on investment. You know, the least amount of effort for the highest return. And in business, there are certain industries that I personally, as a business person, would not touch. One of them is the pharmaceutical industry. It takes 10 plus years to bring a pharmaceutical drug to market, and you've got to do clinical studies and trials and FDA approval and huge amounts of expenses and legal fees and consultants, and you don't know whether your drug is going to work or not. And it's a long game, and the probability of it succeeding, and you having a massive marketing budget to pump it through the medical industry, is less than 10 or 15%. And it's the same as women. If some woman you come across who have a lot of complicated hurdles to overcome, whether they've got kids or massive amounts of debt or early childhood traumas are not over, they can be a complete waste of time. And yes, you could probably or maybe get counselling for that person, and long term she can overcome her issues. But it's a long game, a very, very long game, and you don't have time to waste. In another industry, I read recently about a housing company in Auckland, New Zealand that made prefab homes, pre-constructed homes in a factory. So they could put out 3 a day. And they just folded. They just went belly up. They spent $15 million, and they were surprised there wasn't many takers. And it was interesting because my understanding is they completely misread the situation. Yes, there is a housing crisis. Yes, a lot of young people can't get into a house that their parents brought them up in. It's a different environment today. Back 40 years ago, you could buy a house on 3 times earnings of your salary. Now it's up to about 12 times, and there's some very expensive cities out there. So this company came along and decided to do prefab housing, but from my perspective is hugely complicated, because we've got so many different councils in New Zealand with their own different planning laws. So not one module house can fit all, because every council has a different requirement on window size for the living room, window size for the bedroom size, and outdoor living space, and the size of an outdoor deck requirements, and so forth and so forth. And it's a massive, complicated mission to satisfy all those different council constraints. So why would you go into an industry, spend $15 million on modular homes? It all sounds great in theory, helping a housing crisis, but you've got to comply with local planning laws of different councils. And how this relates to relationships is choosing a woman. You've got to choose a woman who is uncomplicated. Now, going into the construction industry is complicated, purely unnecessarily complicated, because of the planning laws by the local councils. And in terms of rating with a woman of your desires, you want someone that's completely uncomplicated, and not, there's no complexity associated with her at all. And you want to find that woman that's uncomplicated, non-argumentative, non-materialistic. And yes, they are out there, guys. They're not necessarily top shelf women. Top shelf women would require a big price. So the more attractive the woman, the bigger the discount, meaning you'll be picking up the tab for a lot of things if you want that trophy wife. It's just the way it goes. They have a premium. They charge a premium. Now, getting back to my relationship, I'm in a relationship with a beautiful, non-complicated, non-materialistic woman, and she anticipates my moves. I anticipate her moves. So part of my morning routine is I get up and I have a green tea to start the day, and she's up first. She makes me a green tea. It's just anticipating each other's moves and having simplicity in your life, and not taking on someone that's too complicated. So like going on a holiday, she needs to be going to Dubai, 5-star hotel, and it's got to meet this requirement, and there's got to be in-house entertainment and so forth and so forth. Whereas you want a woman who can just do what you want to do. If you want to go somewhere, she'll be with you. She'll be by your side. She has an absolute burning desire. There's no hurdles. There's no barriers. There's no complications. And it's going to be a two-way street. You got to make sure that you please her, so she genuinely has that burning desire for you. And it's a pleasure to have, an absolute pleasure. And it takes a while to find someone who is compatible with the way you operate. But once you find them, they're gold, absolutely gold. And obviously you've got to have the bare fundamentals like honesty and no dramas, separate finances, and you can have really good intimacy. And if you've got all that, you've got gold. And they are out there, guys. You just got to find them. And you don't usually find them in the most usual places. It can be just by chance, or standing in a queue at a bank and there's a lady in front of you and you start talking away. Exchange phone numbers, go for a coffee, cup of tea, go for a walk in a park. You just got to seize the opportunities. And it's amazing the amount of people that are out there moving through who are single or looking for a genuine guy. And you've got to give it your best shot, guys. And it's to be able to attract a good woman, you've got to have your own house in order. That means no mental hang-ups, you're physically fit, no gut, no traumas, no wearing your heart on your sleeve, and you're optimistic about the future, because there's a lot of negative people out there. I know times are tough and there's a cost of living crisis, but we'll get through this, guys. We're living in amazing times. This is, compared to 2,000 years ago, we've got a tremendous amount of wealth today. Tremendous. We're living in a very sophisticated environment. And what's ironic is we've got skyrocketing depression, skyrocketing anxiety, skyrocketing diabetes, skyrocketing cancer. And to me, it's a lot to do with lifestyle and your expectations. So let's just keep things simple, guys. Stay focused and cut out all the noise. There's a tremendous amount of noise out there. And lead a good, healthy, honest life, and you'll attract like for like. So that's it for today, guys. Hope you got something out of it. Until next time, take care. Don't forget to put yourself for dating. All the green and red flags you need to know before you get into a relationship. It can be in your inbox in seconds. It's on Amazon Kindle. Take care.